everyone, so I have Mr. Bowie here with me today, and he is looking real adorable over here. And it is officially spring in the Midwest, which means that, you know, any day could be like in the 70s and shorts weather, super nice and sunny, and like the next day it could snow. So we're kind of just accommodating our wardrobe for that. So I'm going to do this cute little romper thing that has short sleeves but also the long legs, just to accommodate for the wild weather that we're getting over here. And for all those other people who live in the Midwest, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. It is strange weather for sure. I'm pretty used to it because I've lived here my whole life, but I have a lot of coworkers that they're new to all this, so it's kind of interesting to hear and see. But anyway, today I just wanted to share some tips about how to stay in the Reborn hobby for longer. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to title this video, but pretty much I'm just going to have 3 different tips for you guys on kind of how I've stayed in the hobby for so long. These tips work for me, and I'm hoping that they will be able to help you guys out. And the reason for this video is I just realized that 10 years ago from this month, I got my first Ashton Drake doll. So this was like my first like start to the realistic dolls. And then in July, it'll be my 10-year anniversary of having Reborns. And so I was like thinking about it, and I was like, what has like made me stay this long in the hobby? It's fantastic, but I'm just, you know, I'm kind of got me thinking about why so many friends that I had left, and kind of like why I had ended up staying. And a big reason for that is honestly just my love for dolls, but these other tips kind of played along with that too. So I will get into it. So I think the biggest tip that I think I have shared with you guys a couple occasions is that it's okay to take breaks. A lot of people think if they take a break from the hobby that they will no longer be interested and they'll permanently leave it, and sometimes that does happen, but I think that is very important. If you do something hard all the time, it's just going to get exhausting, and so I think it is very important to allow yourself to take a little rest from it and try something else. However, when you do take a break, at least for me, I don't know about how other people feel about this, but it's kind of important for me to sort of leave, oh look how cute, leave a trail back home, if that makes sense. Like think about, you know, Hansel and Gretel. I mean, they did a bread trail, which wasn't very good. Anyway, I'm rambling. But I think that it's important to kind of give yourself a reason to come back. So for some people, that's like having really good friends in the hobby, or maybe having like a YouTube channel or an Instagram. I know that Instagram usually sort of re-sparks my interest for Reborns, because I'll go back on my Reborn Instagram and see all the lovely new kits and really beautiful dolls that artists have made, the new techniques that they've used, and it sort of gets me jazzed to come back. So I always keep my Instagram account open, because I think that you can have multiple Instagram accounts open, you could just select different ones. And so, you know, every once in a while I go back and look, and that's kind of my tie back a lot of the times. Another tie back that I sort of had made for myself is YouTube. I've been trying my best to do, oh my gosh, you're gonna need a brush today, aren't you, buddy? Is making videos at least once a week, and that hasn't exactly panned out perfectly this year, but it still kind of gives me a reason to come back. But yeah, you should never force yourself to do a hobby, and so I think that it's just silly that if you're not really feeling it, just give it a little rest, and then, you know, after a couple weeks, go back, pick up one of your dolls, post a picture of them, whatever you like to do, and a lot of the times that spark will reignite. I know that it sure does for me. And then my second tip for you guys is to find something new in the hobby. When I first started, I had so many newborn girls, like ridiculous amounts of my babies were newborn girls. I'd say a good like 70% of the dolls I had fits that like that type. So what has really kept me interested in the hobby is kind of reaching beyond what I would normally get, right? So, you know, trying out toddlers, seeing if you like reborn toddlers, or trying out like bigger babies, like, you know, 3 to 6 month size or something around that, to kind of switch that up. And that way it can be really fun because, you know, that doll doesn't have any clothes yet, and you can sort of explore your new style and make up like a new personality for that type of doll, or just things like that. Or, you know, recently for me, I've been on the whole boy reborn train. Before this, I maybe had like 1 or 2 boys, and so I don't really have a whole lot of boy stuff, and it's been a lot of fun for me to start collecting more of that up and see what I like boy style wise, since I already know what I like for my girls. So that's been a lot of fun. I also redid my nursery, so that was something new. Is I had it very like pastel-y pink, and since I got all these boys, I decided to change it to more of these like neutral tones, and that was a really fun project. And so yeah, I recommend that you guys go out of your comfort zones. That doesn't always work. Sometimes you get a doll and you're just like, you know, this ain't for me. For an example, when I got Tallulah, she was super sweet, super chunky, but she just wasn't as cuddly in my opinion. And so through that, I kind of figured out that I like more lean, like curly babies. Even though the chunky ones are so cute, I think that the smaller babies just fit in my arms a little bit better, or at least more lanky, if that makes sense. So yeah, the more you can explore within this hobby, the more opportunities and doors are going to open that are going to keep you moving forward, and not in this like stagnant stage where you're just getting newborn girls over and over and over again. So yeah, I definitely encourage reaching out your branches a little bit further, any opportunity that you get. And last but not least, I think that it is very important to have other hobbies. So that's kind of like a weird one, but when I was really thinking about myself, I really realized how important it is for me to be doing like more than one thing at once, or else I get bored with it. And so I tend to jump between different things very quickly and very like intermittently. I'll go from like reborns to art journal to crochet to sewing to all these other things, and I think it's what really ignites my interest in different things, because I'll get really excited about one thing and then I'll forget about another thing and then get really excited about it again. And so yeah, if you have other hobbies, I had like a weird hiccup, sorry about that you guys, go ahead and try those out a little bit. And sort of like included in this tip, I guess, is it is very important for you to make time for yourself. And this is a hard one for me with all of these hobbies. You know, I think it's just so important to be able to give yourself the much needed relaxation and leisure time that you really need. For an example, I've recently been studying for a big test, and I've been spending all this time studying, and when I'm not studying, I'm like dreading having to study, and so I'm like on social media just, you know, procrastinating, or cleaning and procrastinating, which isn't like a fun leisure activity. And I feel like that's just, you know, you got to really find the things that are super important to you and make time for those, and I think that leisure should be a part of your time for sure. Oh my gosh, he is so cute. I'm going to spray a little bit more in back of his hair. And yeah, I think that I'm kind of saying this out loud because I need to get a little bit better about this. And when you make time for, you know, spending time with your dolls and enjoying time with your dolls, then you're going to stay in the hobby longer, because you're not like, you know, constantly go, 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 and, you know, getting very stressed and very anxious about all these types of things. You're taking time to relax for yourself, and you're taking time to flourish in the hobby. So I think that that's a good little connector tip, is no matter what you're doing and what hobby you're into at the moment, just make sure that you're taking time to do it. So anyway, this is a little bit of a shorter, quick video, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I'm getting a little bit low on checklist Reborn video ideas that I have in my journal. So if you guys have any other ideas for me, or any other topics that are hot in the community right now that you'd like me to discuss, just let me know. Other than that, I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day, and we will see you next week. All right, bye everyone.